Hey, hey, welcome, welcome to a new episode of Moon, Myth, and Magic with Triana. And is Midnight still there?
Midnight's here. It's right behind.
Midnight is there. Excellent. Hi, Midnight. And I'm Joan. And we are going to talk today about what is happening with the Sagittarius new moon. What does that mean for you? And take it away, Triana, whatever you're in the mood to share about Sagittarius and this new moon.
Well, the new moon in Sagittarius is actually a very joyous new moon because Sagittarius is known to be the happy maker of the zodiac. And
Love that.
yeah, so Sagittarius is the partier. So this new moon isn't exactly a quiet one, but normally a new moon is where we go inward to reflect and to kind of meditate and to let go of things that we don't need anymore, or to just let go of stress, let go of pent up feelings, which we can still do during this new moon, but we don't have to take it all that seriously because it's Sagittarius. So, but no, seriously though, this new moon on Sunday is going to be a powerful one because it's in a very nice alignment with Mars in Leo. And so the people who are going to feel this are Sagittarius, of course, and Leo and Aries, the three fire signs, and also the mutable signs because of Sagittarius. And that would be Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces. They'll be the ones to feel this new moon the most. So, so because the new moon is so beautifully aligned, will be so beautifully aligned with Mars, it'll be a moon of once withdrawing on Sunday to kind of take a step back and assess the situation, or assess your life, assess your feelings. Then it'll be moving forward at speed because of Mars in Leo. So that's what this new moon looks like.
And which are the mutable signs? You said it was Sagittarius,
Sagittarius, Gemini,
Gemini.
and Virgo.
Okay. Well, I thought this is kind of interesting too. See how you think this plays out. So 2 weeks ago, in Taurus's full moon, it was all about detoxifying, kind of cleaning things up. And then, or, letting go, cleaning things up, whether it's thoughts, feelings, maybe it's the way, your car, maybe it's your house, maybe it's your tech files, it could be anything, food, whatever we want to detoxify. So I kind of think of the word like edit, simplify. And then this new moon today in Sagittarius, focus on the positive. So I kind of think of, as having a broom and kind of sweeping away what's not really needed. Is what we've really been working on the last 2 weeks, kind of letting that go. And then now, after we've cleaned things up a bit, it's easier for us to see what we really love. So then we've got today's new moon in Sagittarius. And that's, I think of Sagittarius, my Sagittarius. Well, oh, and I have to ask you later, Triana, what day is your birthday?
December 13th.
December 13th. Because being a Sag, I mean, you know this one well. And that's so I thought it'd be fun to sort of pull cards, and I want to try something a little bit different for an idea. So I just want to, takes me a little bit of time, sorry. of just shuffling here. So, if we were looking at what the moon's energy is like, and I'm using Colette Baron-Reid's card deck, Spirit Animal Oracle. I used this one last time. It's one of my favorites. I use this in my Tai Chi classes and coaching. I use this one a lot. Just has such sweet energy. Really like it. So we're thinking about Sagittarius. So I think about fire. I think about expansion. And when I think of happy people, my Sag friends are the ones that, there's this light. And I was going to say, well, then my Aries friends are let's go. And then, but there's just something about the magic of that, Sag energy. So I thought, let's see, of these 3 fire signs, what, if they're the most sensitive to what's happening. Midnight is having a walkthrough. Okay.
Yes.
So for Sagittarius, Nightingale spirit, love is all around.
Oh, that's great.
And for Leo, take time out. And for Aries, time for beginner mind. Porcupine spirit. So we have a bird, a brown bear, and a porcupine. So Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. So if you think about it, for these fire signs, love is all around, take time out, time for beginner mind. So I think of time for beginner mind is how I always think of a new moon. It's like kind of a starting over, clean slate. So oftentimes I like to read the cards in reverse because I often do things backwards in life. So I find in the reverse is where I really get the lesson, in cards especially. Time for beginner mind. Take time out. Love is all around. And that to me is when I think of my fiery Sag friends, that embodiment. And because I know Mercury retrograde we're in Mercury retrograde now. And I also think about that for rethinking, reevaluating, remembering the R words, reestablishing. Time for beginner mind. Take time out, slowing down. And you've got a bear, look at this beautiful artistry. You've got a bear. Remember, bears hibernate? So Mercury, think about thinking, slowing down our thoughts. Take time out. Naps could come in handy. And then love is all, and then bird singing, nightingale singing, love is all around. How do you like that for the fire signs?
I love it. I think that's really appropriate. Especially with this week. I write a horoscope column and every week. And that, by the way, is on sanjuanislander.com if you want to read my horoscope column.
And we'll mark it down below. The link is right below.
And so for each of those 3 signs, those cards are really appropriate for this week.
Yes. Don't you love it when it works out?
Totally.
Okay, so now let's just see. So now let's go to mutable. So this is for Sag. Oh, this is one of my, every time I see this card, I just start giggling. I can't help it. There is nothing to me in terms of a bird more joyful than a sandpiper. You've just got to be at the beach. Be playful.
Yay!
Don't you just love that? for Sagittarius, be playful. And then their other card was love is all around. Love is all around, be playful. So that's for our Sag friends. Now for Gemini, what's your magic? Oh, flamingo spirit. Embrace the in-between.
And eat shrimp so that you'll be pink.
And can you imagine more than a Gemini? I think of Geminis as swinging doors.
Yeah.
Embracing the in-between. Magic.
Oh, yeah.
Magic, magic. Now let's see what Virgo has. For Virgo. Oh, it's gorgeous. Lion. Be generous of spirit.
Lovely.
Oh, beautiful.
And Virgos there's those gutsy earth mothers that just embrace all the kids and protect them. And even if they're grown-up kids, Virgos are great.
And hold that heart space wisdom.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And then let's get something for Pisces. Oh, how perfect at this season. We have a turkey right here. Give with gratitude and grace. So now when we think about that in reverse, if you want, you can close your eyes for a second. We're looking at the Sagittarius new moon. Think of adventure, think of expansion. Triana called this happy maker of the zodiac. Give with gratitude and grace. Be generous of spirit. Embrace the in-between. Be playful. Love that. I think we need a wild card.
Yeah.
And I think we need an and. The lizard. Oh, 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 oh. Dream the world into being.
Oh, yeah.
Think of that. I mean, look at what I'm wearing and look at this card for the finale. Dream the world into being. I don't even remember cards with brown and orange in here quite like this.
That's perfect.
Dream the world into being. And isn't that what new moons are for?
Oh, yeah.
So on that, Triana, is there anything in mythology that you feel like sharing this month? Does anything feel appropriate?
Well, what I'm thinking of is, in a sense, well, of course, Pluto is all the rage and all the big news right now. And Pluto in Greek mythology, Pluto was Hades, the ruler of the underworld.
Okay.
And
all right.
yeah, and Pluto in the heavens, Pluto has a very, 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 very slow orbit, 240 years for it to make a complete orbit. And it just left Capricorn after 16 years and entered Aquarius last week. And that's a big, 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 big change. And it'll be in Aquarius for 20 some odd years, I think 20, 21 years. And so for Aquarius, this is a big deal. And Joan, yeah, you're in Aquarius and your sun is at SUN in your chart is at 1 degree of Aquarius, and Pluto is at 0 degrees of Aquarius. That's only 1 degree of separation. So Pluto is smack on your sun right now and will be for some time. And I know you've really been feeling it for the last week or so, especially. And by the way, if you want to find out how Pluto in Aquarius relates to you, if you text me, which is down below my number, send me a text and I can do a little mini reading for you, as long as you have your birth time, date, and town of birth. I'll do a little mini reading for you only with Pluto and where it is in your chart and how it will affect you. And so Pluto in Aquarius has to do with rebellion, revolution, innovation, especially around technology. And it also has to do with humanitarianism. It is not happy with corporate glut and all of the corruption that we've been seeing with past administrations and in the world as far as governments are concerned. Pluto in Aquarius has integrity, and what has been hidden will come up to the surface to be dealt with accordingly. So what we will see is a real change in our society, and probably for the better. And that's going to take some toing and froing and some angst and gnashing of teeth and all that stuff, but it will happen because of Pluto's influence. And like I said, Pluto will be in Aquarius for about 20 years. So as time passes, we'll see these changes to our society. We're seeing them right now, and we're seeing them happening in the news every day as a new government is trying to form. But we're also seeing the way that government is being blocked from being formed for various reasons, just in little ways. We'll see other ways and other ways that the government will form and how it'll be reacted to and how it'll react back. And
Right.
that's a good measure of watching how Pluto and Aquarius will be working. And it's always best to watch the news and watch the societal big world around you, because Pluto is a generational planet, but it can also affect us very personally if it hits one of our personal planets. So that's why I said, if you want a little mini reading, shoot me a text.
Beautiful. Well, and it's like, and what's going on in the United States affects countries all over the world. And what's going on in countries all over the world affects the United States. So I think everything is becoming under the microscope.
Exactly. And also what's been hidden under the microscope will come up and become visible too.
And so I think of it, it's like, I'm going to go back to this card, which was really a helpful one for me, was our last full moon 2 weeks ago when it was talking about detoxify. So think of it this way: in the US, the end of the elections, what are we kind of clearing away in our thinking? And, what changes are we ready for? What's challenging us? And then now it's like focusing on the positive moving forward.
Right.
What I think is really sad to see is when people are more focused on what they're against. I'm really not interested in what you're against. I'm really interested in what you're for.
Yeah.
Who are you being? What are your passions? If you see something you don't like, what are you doing about it? What's your role? How are you participating?
Exactly.
And to me, that's the healthy part of, we have all these multi-generations. These younger kids, they've got it's time. It's like you get to step up, put your energy, put your heart, put your soul into your vision of what you're wanting to bring forward.
That's right.
And as elders, we get to share. That's the best thing about being older. You have all these skills. You can tap into anything. You know how to get done whatever you want to get done. If you have the interest, you'll figure out a way to do it. We've been doing it our whole lives. We've been practicing. And I think we've been practicing for right now. It really feels that way to me, Triana, that the way that the life is moving, this is just my opinion, that it feels to me like life is moving very quickly.
Yeah,
Older I get, the more precious quality time with loved ones is, quality connection, whether meeting a girlfriend or a friend for coffee, or saying hello to a stranger in the store, holding a door for someone. Let's bring back being polite, being kind, being generous.
exactly.
That's more about, instead, less chip on our shoulder, more, how can I make a difference today? And maybe the difference is just the only thing we need is a smile. And I think being in Sagittarius season, I'm going to use your words again, the happy maker. I think knowing we have Sag has our back, that it's going to be easier to smile for these next few weeks.
Definitely.
And that's huge. If we just smile once more a day than you did yesterday. Yes. I mean, keep it easy. Keep it easy. Anything else you're in the mood to say?
Well, let's see. We went over the retrograde Mercury already. The only thing I have to add to that is that our Mercury retrograde is in Scorpio. So it's going to be a sneaky one. Retrograde Mercury in Scorpio is not easy. So no, and there are some retrogrades that are easier than other ones. A Scorpio retrograde is not one of them. It is pretty unforgiving. So don't forget your wallet. Don't forget, I mean, doubly make sure you have it with you. Doubly make sure you have your keys. Don't leave anything to chance. Don't leave a responsibility up to somebody else if it's ultimately your responsibility. Take care of your own stuff. And we'll get through this 3 weeks. It goes direct on December 16th. But really, be accountable for yourself during this 3 week period of time, because sneaky Scorpio will be working against you with this retrograde, and you'll trip yourself up if you get sloppy about anything.
That was brilliant. I'm just having to tell you, that was brilliant. That was really good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and it's sort of like remembering to turn the heaters off. Remember to blow out the candles when you're leaving a room. With a holiday, well, no, sorry, we're filming this before the holidays, so you don't have to worry. But check if you're driving somewhere. Do you have your ferry ticket? Do you need to check that? Have you been to the bank? Do you need to make a deposit? Gas in the car, as opposed to, oh my gosh, I forgot I have this appointment right now, and suddenly there's not enough gas in the car and we're late. I think when you're in Mercury retrograde in Scorpio and we're in the holiday season, that becomes more problematic.
Yes.
So if we can, to give ourselves a little extra room, maybe more of a grace period. And then to follow up with these cards, it's time to dream the world of your choosing into being. Dream the world into being. Give with gratitude and grace. Be generous of spirit. Embrace the in-between. Take a nap. Be playful. Time for beginner's mind. Take time out. Maybe take another nap. And love is all around. And that kind of gives you like the flavor of Sagittarius. And in 2 weeks, we're going to come back. I think the 15th is the full moon in Gemini. So we'll
Right.
be back and we'll do a podcast for there in 2 weeks. But this was to just kind of give you the flavor. So we have the reading for the 4 mutable signs and the 3 fire signs.
Would you do me a favor, Joan?
Yeah.
Would you pull a card for the retrograde Mercury?
Yes. A swan. Okay, before I even look at the words, we used to have swans, and I just remember their elegance and grace sliding across or gliding across the water. What you didn't see was underneath their feet were pedaling like mad, but paddling. But on the top, it was just so serene. You can't even make this up, Triana. Time for a deep dive. Scorpio.
Oh, wow.
In water. Time for a deep dive. Yes!
I nailed it.
Is that magical?
That's great.
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
I love it.
Especially if you choose during this retrograde to do research, since it's not a time to start something new or sign a contract or you know, things like that. It's a time to review, research, revise, go back over something. What was that?
Restore.
Restore, exactly. But if you're doing any of those things, you'll go really deep with them and you'll make a lot of headway that way.
I think we should pull a card for Nigel.
Yeah,
Hey,
let's look, Nigel.
because you guys, I'll tell you what, Triana and I said, anybody who leaves us comments, we'll pull a card for you. All right, Nigel, are you ready? Beautiful whale spirit. Trust the great mystery. Again, a whale right in this, oh, magic. Oh, that is great.
That's perfect for him.
I mean, isn't this wild when you think about it? So we did 2 bonus cards, which were what's something for the Mercury retrograde period in Scorpio, the water sign, take time for a deep dive. And then whale spirit, trust the great mystery. Trust the great mystery. It's time for a deep dive and dream your world into being.
That's just fantastic, isn't it?
Isn't that a magical reading? I love doing readings. This is so much fun. Hey, and if anybody wants a reading, just email me below and we can do that. I think this is it for now, Triana.
Yeah, I feel good about this. I think we've covered a lot of ground here today.
I think we did. Actually, I think this was really cool. I just love these. I'm just so fascinated by what the cards are because, as we're talking today, for whatever reason, the cards wanted me to shuffle for a really long time. That's why I was, kind of like the dead air. I just have to trust with what I'm being guided to do. And when I look at this reading today, how beautiful. It felt very, very simple, direct, clear, positive, working with the energy of the good juju of Sagittarius, and then the depth of Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, and then embracing that time for the new beginning of dreaming our world into being with the new moon. It feels very inclusive to me. And honoring, to honor each of you who see this video and to honor Triana and the magic that she and I bring when we say, yes, let's do this again. So we'll see you guys again in 2 weeks for the full moon in Gemini. Let's see what that has to say. Bye for now. Have a great one. And
Happy Thanksgiving.
take care. Oh, we have to remember this, Triana. We're filming it before Thanksgiving, but they're not seeing it till after Thanksgiving.
Happy after Thanksgiving.
We're learning how to do this. Whatever it is, be thankful. Here we go.